Simple, not easy. I've been thinking about that phrase a lot lately, especially when it comes to making videos. Because when I really stop and think about it, making videos is actually pretty simple. Capture moments, tell stories, share them. That's it. That's literally the job. Yet somehow I've spent years making it way more complicated than that. Not because I don't know how, not because I don't have the equipment, not because I don't have stories worth telling, but because somewhere along the way, I convinced myself that every story had to become a masterpiece before it was worth sharing. And that's a tough realization, because the reality is I've lived through some incredible experiences over the last few years. Projects I never thought I'd be a part of. People I never thought I'd meet. Places I never thought I'd go. Moments I know I'll remember for the rest of my life. But so many of those stories, so many of those moments are still sitting on hard drives. Not because they weren't important, but because I don't think they were cinematic enough. I keep telling myself I'll come back to them when I have a better idea, a better edit, a better story, more footage, more time. And while I was waiting for all of that, life just kept moving. The project ended, the trip ended, the moment passed, and lately I've been asking myself, why? Why do I do that? Because if I'm being honest, I don't think it has anything to do with filmmaking. I think it has everything to do with fear. Fear of judgment, fear of comparison, fear that if I strip away the music, the fancy transitions, the color grading, the cinematic shots, and all of the things that I've spent years learning, maybe people will realize I'm not as good as I think I am. Maybe I'll realize it too. And that's a scary thought. Because when you create something polished, there's always somewhere to hide. But when you sit in front of the camera and simply tell the truth, there's nowhere to hide. It's just you. And that's what I've really been avoiding. Not making videos, being seen. The funny thing is, the answer has been right in front of me the entire time. Making videos is simple, not easy.
There you go.
Simple.
So really acting like at the breastplate.
The hard part isn't figuring out what camera to use, or what lens, or what transition, or what song.
So the idea is to just keep me.
The hard part is having the courage to share something before it's perfect. The hard part is accepting that not every story needs to be your best work. The hard part is understanding that documenting your life is more important than endlessly trying to perfect it. Because time doesn't wait for the perfect edit. Life doesn't pause while I figure out the perfect way to tell a story. Moments happen whether I capture them or not. And I think that's exactly what I'm trying to remind myself of. Maybe the goal isn't to create a masterpiece every time. Maybe the goal is simply to make sure the story gets told. Because years from now, I don't think I'm going to care whether the color grade was perfect. I don't think I'm going to care whether the transitions were smooth. I don't think I'm going to care how many views I got. I think I'm going to care that I documented that moment at all. Maybe the stories worth sharing aren't the masterpieces. Maybe they're the ones that almost never got shared at all.